Hello. All right, let's get started. So I've already prepped my face with MAC's Natural Radiance. It's in their Prep and Prime line. And I've also already covered up any blemishes, like that one, yuck, with the Studio Fix Concealer and an NC20. I've been breaking out like crazy lately because I've been so sick. The next thing I'm going to do is my foundation. The foundation I'm using today is not my everyday foundation. I just felt like something different today, and this is what I grabbed. However, this foundation, it wore beautifully, and it did give me a full coverage, so it's definitely something I'll use again. It's just not my normal everyday foundation. I'm applying it with, I believe it's pronounced Sanoa Kashuk. I got the brush at Target just because I was interested in seeing how these brushes worked, and actually this brush has become one of my favorites. I absolutely love this brush. I use it every once in a while for concealer as well. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my concealer. I use the Pro Longwear Concealer by MAC Cosmetics, and I apply it in a V shape from underneath of my eye in like a triangular line. I take it down beside my nose and then up by my temple. And I'm just patting that brush or that concealer in with a dual fiber brush. And I also got this brush from MAC Cosmetics as well. It is definitely, I would say, my favorite to apply the concealer. So now I'm going to set that concealer with MAC's Pro Emphasize powder. I love this powder. It gives you such a beautiful highlight, and it sets that concealer underneath of your eyes absolutely beautifully. The combination of this concealer and this powder really helps prevent any creasing or anything like that underneath of the eye area. And when I'm setting this, I kind of just pat. You don't ever want to take a powder on top of a liquid and rub, because sometimes it'll just kind of move that liquid around if it's not totally set yet, and you're going to get streaky lines. So I just go in there and I pat, and I apply that everywhere that I applied the concealer, because it's going to give you a really beautiful highlight as well. Look how it's already highlighting my upper cheekbone area. It is just, I just love this stuff. And like I said, this is definitely my go-to. Every once in a while, I will use the MAC Mineralized in the color Light. Now for brows. Yay! And I have brows. I use the Lingering from the front of my brow to the middle, and then Stud from the middle of my brow to the end of my eyebrow. If you guys want to see a full video on how I do my eyebrows, let me know. On to eyes. So that is soft brown, and I am going to apply that all over in my crease with a MAC brush. It is called the 224. And my eyes are already primed because of the concealer that we had put on, so we're not going to use a primer today. And a lot of the time, I always use Pro Longwear, the same color, the NW20, as I use underneath my eyes and up my cheekbone. And I'm just applying this color in my crease. It is called Soft Brown by MAC, and I'm just dusting it all over my crease area. Next, we're going in with Red Brick. We're going to use that same brush again, and we are just going to go right over top of the soft brown and dust that all over. This is really going to help give the eye a lot of definition. I know it's a lot of color, but if you just bear with this look, it is so beautiful at the end. But when you're doing a really dramatic smoky eye like this, you kind of want to layer your colors just to kind of make the transition between the colors really smooth, so you don't have any harsh lines from one color to the next. So blend, blend, blend. And as you can see, I'm kind of turning my brush sideways on the outside of my eye and keeping it really deep in that crease on the inner part of my eye. You really want this to be a really soft, blown out look. So pretty. Okay, so next we're going to go in with MAC's Goldenrod. We're going to apply this again to the same brush. It's the 224 by MAC. I love this brush. Can you tell? And I'm going right over top of the Red Brick in the soft brown. This is going to help the transition between those two colors blend a little bit better. And then I'm also pulling it a lot higher up than I did the other colors, because you kind of want this color to give the eye on top that much more of a pop. This look is very fall inspired, so oranges and reds and yellows and greens all look so beautiful in this look. Look at the difference. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to go in with MAC's Paint Pot in Nubile on a 242 brush. This brush is by far one of my favorites. I use this brush in almost every single one of my looks. It's just so thin and it packs color on so beautifully, and you can get that color right real tight up into the crease. It's just so easy to use. Definitely one of my favorites. Next, we are going to go in with MAC's Coppering and MAC's Antiqued on, again, that 242 brush. Like I said, I love this brush. And I'm just patting this all over my lid from the inside corner to the outside corner of my eye. I'm pulling my eye just a little bit taut, and I'm using a sponge on my fingers, under my fingers, so we don't mess up any of that foundation and concealer that we have on. And I'm just patting. I'm not pulling my eye tight at all. I'm just kind of pulling it taut so I can get that color as deep as possible on the inside corner of my eye. And on the outside, I'm turning that brush completely sideways. You want to be generous with this color because you're going to blend it out anyways. So get it as high in that outside corner as you want it. The next thing I'm doing is I'm just going in with a 217 brush by MAC Cosmetics and just blending that color that we just applied in the crease. And I'm just blending it slightly. You don't want any harsh lines. So basically that's what I'm doing. I'm blending out anything that may give me a harsh line there. And I didn't apply any shadow to this brush. I did this look prior to filming this tutorial just to make sure I loved this look and this is something I wanted to do for you guys. So I had a little bit of color left over from doing that on this brush. The next thing I'm gonna do is what really pulls this look together. I am going in on a 213 brush with the color Embark by MAC Cosmetics, and I am going to apply that in my very lower crease. And I am going to apply it very, very generously because this is what's going to really deepen up that crease area and really give us that smoked out look. Again, I am keeping it in that very, very low crease, and I am applying just a little bit on the very outside corner of my lid. And as you can see, I'm just patting my color to get it on, and then I will go through and I will blend, blend, blend. As you can see, I'm kind of stopping at the very middle of my eye. I'm not pulling it all the way in because, again, you want this to be a very smoky cat eye look. You don't want it to be very, dense on the inside corner of your eye. So if you stop that dark color in the middle of your eye, that's what it's going to do for you. It's going to give you a very smoked out cat eye look. And taking a drink of water. Okay, so I say this next step is optional. It is not a must, but in my life, it is definitely not optional. I have to have this color on my eye for this look. It just gives it such a beautiful pop. It is MAC Cosmetics Amber Lights, and I am applying that, again, on that 242 brush that I love so much, right in the center on my eye. I almost kind of use the ball of my eye as a guide. And I'm dancing. Okay, so next we are moving on to liner. And let me just say, this liner is my absolute favorite liner. It is so dark and so black. I just love it. I can't say enough about this liner. I bought it, I believe I bought mine at CVS or at Target, and it is Maybelline Eye Studio in the color Blackest Black. And I am applying that on a 266 brush by MAC Cosmetics. I promise you guys I'm not a total MAC brat, but I do work at the location in Coconut Point in Estero, Florida, so I get a wonderful discount. So a lot of my products that I use are MAC Cosmetics products. However, I am not a total MAC brat. I do use other products. And I am just using my bottom lash line as a guide, and I am filling in the outside line, as you can see, and then I go in and I kind of just fill in the blanks. I do that bottom line as my guide, and then I go in and I fill in the space. And I cut some of the video of me doing my eyeliner out just because, but aside from my brows, this part takes me the longest. All right, this part I'm crazy excited about. This liner is called Minted by MAC Cosmetics, and I apply it all over underneath my lashes and in my waterline. I then take an Urban Decay shadow called Loaded, And I use that to smoke out that liner. I pull it all the way up to the edge of my eyeliner and all the way onto the inside of my eye. This look is absolutely gorgeous on brown eyes as well as blue and green, because the green it's just beautiful, especially with the golds and the red tones that we have on the top part of our eye. It just makes everything pop. It's almost like putting a clear coat on a nail polish. It just helps this look just absolutely flawless and stunning. So now we're going in with mascara and liner. I am going to do the liner in my waterline, and I'm just going to use it to tight line my lashes because we are going to go in with falsies, and this just helps the falsies blend that much better. And I am using Graph Black because it is water resistant, so it is my absolute favorite for my waterline, and it is by MAC Cosmetics. And then I also use the new mineralized mascara from MAC Cosmetics. I love it. It goes on and it dries like it looks wet. So it almost looks like your eyelashes are very, very moisturized and dewy and shiny. It's just beautiful. I would have to say this is definitely one of my favorite mascaras by MAC Cosmetics. I also really, really love the Opulash and of course the new In Extreme Dimensions mascara that they carry. That is my go-to. If I'm not putting falsies on, I always go to my In Extreme Dimensions, and I use that in the darkest black they make it. They make it in 2 different blacks, and I, of course, use the darkest black because I figure if you're going to wear mascara, why not just go for it and wear the darkest black mascara that you can get. I'm also applying it to my bottom lashes. Ladies, please do not forget to do your bottom lashes. I see it all the time where girls do mascara and they forget to do their bottom lashes. Now I'm just going in with falsies. These lashes, I normally really, really love red cherry lashes or velour lashes, but these I just picked up at the drugstore. I knew I was going to be doing a tutorial for you guys today, and I just wanted to use a pair of lashes that I could just grab real quick and that were easy to work with. And I believe I got these at like Walmart. So pretty. You got to do the little shoulder shake. I love it. And I'm modeling for the camera. All right, so now we're going to go in with the mineralized skin finish in the color dark. And we are going to apply that right underneath of our cheekbone. For the contour, you always kind of want to start at the top of your ear and angle it to the corner of your mouth. And I don't ever go further than the arch of my eyebrow, because if you go any further than that, you can just, it could just look like a total mess. So I go in and I apply that right there, as you can see. And I apply sideways and then buff up and down. You always want to apply a bronzer sideways and then buff upwards, never downwards, because that just totally defeats the purpose of contouring your face. I'm also going to take it up here in a second. I thought I was starting to do that. Come on, get it together. Okay, I'm also going to do it at the very top of my forehead. I don't bring that all the way in, but I just kind of give it a nice little shadow effect on the top of my forehead. And like I said, I don't bring that all the way into the middle with a lot of product on my brush. Once I get the product off of my brush, then I'll pull it in just a tad bit on the top. And of course, I do the bottom of my lip to make it look more defined. Now we're going in with Peaches Blush. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that didn't really pick up the color very well in this video, but this is definitely one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites is Spring Sheen. It is almost like Peaches, except it is a little bit more vibrant in color and it has a frost to it. So you really, if you use Spring Sheen, you can kind of skip the step of highlighting. However, today, I didn't want to look too highlighted because this is a fall look, so I went in with Peaches, and then here in a minute, I'll go in with a different color and just highlight a very small portion of my cheekbone. But I am just patting that, and I don't ever bring it too far down. I kind of just stop it right at the apple of my cheek, a little bit on the tip of my nose. My grandmother taught me that, so I still do it to this day. Now here is that color I'm going to also highlight my cheekbones, but right now I'm just going in with any pencil brush. Mine is by MAC Cosmetics, and I'm just popping it on the inside of my eye. This is really going to give your eye a very open look. You see? Oh my God, just absolutely beautiful. Love it. And again, like I have said before, I don't think that any look looks completely finished until you put your lipstick on. I am using a nude lip for this look. I am using MAC's Naked Bliss. It came out in a launch a long time back, and now I'm just using MAC's Fix Plus to set everything, and you are done. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I will see you next time.